Franck Hermann Ekra. I'm an art critic and curator, and I'm sharing the Society of Friends of Bernard Binlin Dadie Foundation, which is a library archives foundation based in Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. Bernard Dadie is the first writer of Ivoire Coast, and we are here in an exhibition that has been curated by Christina Eyene, art historian, art critic, and curator. In this exhibition, she's presenting some pictures of George Hallett, a South African photographer, in this space, she's curating an exhibition of George Hallett, who is a South African photographer who was exiled. And George Hallett did some covers of an African writer's series, and in this series he did a cover of the translation of the first novel of Côte d'Ivoire, which is Glimbir. This one? Which is Glimbir. Glimbir means one day, perhaps tomorrow. It's a novel of hope, and it's the autobiography of a generation. Dadie is saying that it's not a personal autobiography, but it's an autobiography of a generation, a whole generation. A generation that has been raised in the early 1930s, and Bernard Dadie have written in several styles, novel, drama, tales, poetry, and so on. And this picture that George Hallett took in his hometown has been chosen to illustrate the first Ivorian novel. This is something very interesting. And in Paris Noir, I'm going to curate a room, a reading room, and I have a so-called carte blanche on Dadie. We will screen a film that we produced about Dadie. We will have some comedian actors who are going to perform Dadie drama Béatrice du Congo. We will also have a conversation with people of theater from Côte d'Ivoire, Kofi Kwaoulé, Sidiki Bakaba, Bintou Diarra, and in the reading room we will have Lily Garza, the writer. We will have Marguerite Aboué, who is a scenarist of a cartoon called Aya de Yokubo. Lily Garza and Marguerite Aboué had chance to meet Dadie when he was alive. And we also have a visual artist who is working on writers, Amdine Khan. So Dadie spent part of his life in Senegal, and he was part of the creation of Présence Africaine, and he was in the writer committee of Présence africaine right from the beginning in 1947. And he fortunately have a long life, so
He's still alive?
He died over 100 years old. So we
When did he die? Which year?
in 2019, and we have set up the foundation with him. I'm a founding member of the foundation, and he handed over his archives and his library to us. So it's
Where?
in Abidjan with over 5,000 books and over 3,000 documents. This is a huge library archives that is aimed on the question of emancipation. So it's a real pleasure and a great emotion to be here to see the exhibition, the wonderful exhibition that Christina Eyene have set up here, and because it makes connection between a photographer and writers, it makes connection between inside and outside Africa, and so we're very pleased to be here at Clementine de la Feronniere Gallery in Paris, and during this wonderful exhibition that Alicia Knock have produced about Black Paris, Paris Noir, and about artists that have been overlooked.
Okay. And then what would you say about this image in the context of this specific exhibition? Why do you think it is important to be added on the Black Noir exhibition, and the relationship with George Hallett?
Yes, George Hallett have been related to Gérard Sekoto. Gérard Sekoto have attained the first Congress of artists and writers, black artist and writer in 1956. We have this iconic picture of the writers, and Gérard Sekoto was on it. Bernard Dadie was also part of this gathering, the first Congress in Paris.
Oh, was in Paris.
And
which year?
In 1956. And in the second Congress was in Rome, and Gérard Sekoto did the leaflet, the poster of the Congress, and Bernard Dadie was also part of this adventure. So Dadie, as one of the founders of Présence Africaine, is very important in the history of African emancipation, in the history of this conversation. And we also have the conversation between Gérard Sekoto and Wilson Tiberio, the Brazilian painter. And Dadie
Who said that? Say that again? The Brazilian?
Wilson Tiberio, a Brazilian painter. And he was also part of this first gathering in Paris in 1956. Dadie was friend with Wilson Tiberio, and Gérard Sekoto was also a friend with Wilson Tiberio. And Dadie have written two chronicles based on this Congress in Paris. One is in French Un nègre à Paris, a nigger in Paris. The other one is Paris à la loupe. It's Un nègre à Paris, a nigger in Paris, have been published in 1958 by Présence Africaine. But it is the foundation of Bernard Dadie who published the second one in 2019 when Dadie passed away, because one of the mission of this Archives Library Foundation is also to publish books of Dadie that haven't been published yet, and we have over 12 manuscripts that we're going to publish.
Okay. How important is Bernard Dadie within Ivory Coast culture and within Africa in general? What is his impact?
His impact in Ivory Coast, every writer in Ivory Coast of the new generation is based on his legacy. And he was between 1977 and 1986, he was Minister of Culture of Côte d'Ivoire, and he then organized the cultural politics of the country. But at the African level, he was one of the members of the African Cultural Society that have been created by Alioune Diop, and he was a companion of Alioune Diop. He was a witness of all the gathering in 1956 in Paris, in 1959 in Roma, in 1966 in Dakar, in 1969 in Alger, in 1977 in Lagos, for instance.
Okay. So he's done a lot in Africa. So Africans should celebrate him more
and rediscover his writing, because Dadie gave us something.
How many books he got?
24 books.
He got 24
books published, but we are going to publish over 12 books.
More after his death.
After, because he decided to leave it to the foundation to publish.
Okay. Just one more question. What would you say? What advice you would give, or what is your comment in relation to our international audience, people that are across the world, in Africa, America, Europe, and the Caribbean, even in Asia as well, and South America, that are watching us? What would you say to them in terms of should they come to the Black Paris Black Noir exhibition? What would you say?
I would invite everybody to come, to take chance to come, because this exhibition is a site of memory, and like Dadie would have said, self-consciousness is a way to take power.